Hi, my name is Amanda. I am a knitter that lives on the seacoast of New Hampshire. It's been about 3 weeks since I did a last video. Since then, we went to a concert and we went on a vacation. So I had a lot of car knitting time. Not long after I did the last video, I finished up my Halley socks, which was a knit crate pattern and yarn combination that I got back in December of 2019. So I finally finished these. Very happy with them. They did do a different heel just because on the first sock I had forgotten to start the heel soon enough, and I had already ripped out the sock once, so I wasn't going back for a second time. And then after that, I finished up this pair of socks, which is just a basic sock pattern that I do. It is the Patons Kroy sock, and this is in the sunset color stripe colorway with just the black on the heels, toes, and cuffs. I finished those ones. And then I had a bunch of like basic socks started, just like the toes, and I was planning on taking them for the trip. We went down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and it's roughly around 14-15 hours in the car. So the ones that I really worked on was this pair of socks for my mother. She had purchased the yarn in hopes of making socks for herself, but she doesn't actually like knitting socks. And these are a Premier Yarn wool-free sock in the Grand Canyon colorway. And so I've made socks for her before, so I have the numbers, and I just knit them up. So, and then I do have a little bit of yarn. So she had 2 balls, and this is what's left over of the 2. And then I worked on these ones, which are another Patons Kroy yarn, and I believe it's the Northern Lights colorway. And I technically did the ribbing when I got home, so I had basically knit the rest of the majority of the socks on the vacation. So that's what I have finished in 3 weeks. And then I have worked on a bunch of other things. So another pair of socks that I brought along on vacation were these. So this is the Desert Vista Dyeworks in the Halley Comet, and it's her, I don't know the name of the sock base, but it's the sparkly one. And because it's a little bit thinner, I end up having to knit these on a size 0. And then the plan is to do the heel and maybe the cuff in this yarn that I'd gotten in one of the knit crates, but I figured it would be perfect. And I've started this sock a couple times because I initially started it and I went up to 72 stitches, and then I realized that it was way too big, so I had to rip it back out. And I'm up to 30 right now, and I think that's a good number, so I'll just be knitting this to see if that one works. And then another pair of the Patons Kroy sock is these ones. And these are in the colorway Brownie. It's just, this one I have through the heel. So then I've started working on the foot on the other one, because I basically just used one 50-gram skinny yarn with the contrasting heel, toe, and cuff. So I was working on that one. And then the other one is, once again, another Patons Kroy. It's just midnight colors. So this one, I've actually only been working on it just recently. I took it with me down to a dentist appointment, which was not as long of an appointment as I was expecting, but so then I also, of course, brought my Boxy with me. So this one hasn't gotten as much work as it has been in the past. So, where'd it go? There it is. The green elephant is where I was last video, and I've only managed to knit that much. But I was working on the socks more in the car. So I'm sure now that we're back home, I'll end up bringing this along to knit in the car for different things. So and I've been working on my Cactus flower socks, which is these, and that is the August of 2020 knit crate. So I did the cuff and 2 repeats of the pattern, and I've finished the heel flap, and I'm now doing the heel turn. So I don't like my socks too long, so because it originally calls for like 4 repeats of the leg, but I'm not a huge tall sock person. I kind of like, this is an ideal length for me, so I stopped after 2. And then the only other thing that I've done work on is the Lady Kensington sock. I finished the first sock. Haven't hidden the strings, but I finished the first sock. And it is knit cuff down. So I was a little thrown off with the heel. Excuse me. if I hadn't just spent so much time putting in, you know, basically the gusset and everything, I probably would have changed it. But I did finally figure it out. And then I knit, obviously, the foot and everything. And I do have the other one casted on, but I just cast it on this morning, so it literally is just the cast on, not even a knitted row. So not a ton of knitting for the 3 weeks, but I'm sure it's gonna be kind of off and on these upcoming weeks. We have a lot of different events going on in the weekends, so we got home from Gatlinburg, and then last weekend was one of the rare weekends off, and then this weekend we're going to a concert, and then it's a concert, and then the next Friday is another concert, and then we have a weekend off. So, but if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. Hopefully in a couple weeks I can come back on and show what I've done. Maybe some more progress on some things. And I will see you then. Thanks for watching.